My name is Matt Corso. I'm with High Voltage Software, and I'm the creative director on the Conduit. The Conduit is an original first-person shooter developed by High Voltage Software for Nintendo Wii, exclusively for Nintendo Wii. So the story for the Conduit is a story of a Secret Service agent named Michael Ford. And Michael Ford has been inducted into this sort of shadowy government organization known as the Trust. And these are guys that have been around for a while planning for the inevitable alien invasion. So the controls in the Conduit and how they work is basically it takes advantage of the Wii's IR direct point interface. So you can point directly at the screen, place your cursor over your target, pull your trigger on your gun, and take out your enemy. At the same time, we wanted to make sure that Mr. Ford felt really good. So we've done a lot with the way the movement of the character and with the way that the gun actually articulates relative to the movement of the character, just to make sure that everything feels super smooth for the character so that if you choose to turn around at a 360 swivel, it moves very smooth. It's something that we haven't seen as much, if at all, in any of the previous first-person shooters that have come out on Wii. There's a lot of options that we built into the Conduit. For example, if you don't like our button layout and the way that we've set things up, then you can just go ahead and remap all the buttons in the game to the way that you like them. We also use the accelerometer or the Wii motion controls so that if you want to take a poke at the screen to throw a melee blow at one of your opponents, or use the nunchuck and take a throw at the nunchuck to toss a grenade, it's as easy and as intuitive as actually just doing that. A lot of the visuals that have been coming out on games that were released prior to Conduit are okay, and the studios have done a really great job, but there's a lot more that you need to do technically to really take advantage of the hardware. If you take a look at some of the aliens in the game, you'll notice right away that they have more enhanced surface properties. They look like they're sort of these iridescent, shiny, bug-like creatures, that they have a lot of bumpy ridges to them, and that everything looks nicely detailed. That was certainly not an easy trick to pull off, and that took a lot of work and a lot of iteration to get right. The other thing is just a lot in terms of like screen effects. So when your character comes close to death, you see screen effects where we draw out the color and make things feel more black and white. If I had one message for the hardcore gamers out there for Nintendo Wii, it's that we have heard your cries. The gamers at High Voltage Software are gamers. They play first-person shooters. They play many games. We play them all the time, day and night. We love them, and when we're not developing games, odds are we're researching games, we're playing them ourselves. We know what works in games. We know what doesn't work. We're bringing that to the Conduit. So you can rest assured that as a hardcore gamer looking for a game that will satisfy your cravings on a system like Nintendo Wii, the Conduit is going to do that for you. If you're someone who considers themselves a casual gamer, and maybe you're not hardcore and you don't play games all the time, but you're curious about games like Conduit, or maybe you've always wanted to play first-person shooters, but you always felt that there was too much barrier of entry, the Conduit is looking to be that game that can help you come into this type of genre. You can look forward to getting your hands on the Conduit this June.
I understand that our methods may appear extreme.